Welcome to Back in the Day Friday. I'm here with Old Man Nevitt. It's been a really long time, hasn't it?
Caden, it has been a long time. I haven't done a Back in the Day Friday in almost 2 years. 2 years, almost back in the day, the last time we did the Back in the Day Friday, right? The last episode we had was way back in March 2020, when everything was shut down, the COVID had first hit, and we talked about the old fireside chats that Franklin Roosevelt used to do, and the toilet paper outage. I gave some home remedies for people that maybe ran out of toilet paper. Those were tough times, huh? You remember that? Did you run out?
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about it. I don't even want to know about it, Caden. So, been a long time. Great to be back, and I hear we got something in the Back in the Day Friday mailbag.
Alright, I guess I'll check that. Dear Old Man Nevitt, my school is having a dance, and the theme is 1990s. Do you remember the 1990s? What were they like? Rudy Tooty.
Let me see that. What? Rudy Tooty? Okay, you know what? I bet he's an Elvis fan. You know that old Elvis song, Tutti Frutti? Tutti Frutti, oh, heard it, a bop, bop, loo, bop, lop, bam, boom! So Elvis, that was the 1950s, right? But Rudy wants to know if I remember the 1990s. What are you talking about, Rudy? Of course I remember the 1990s. Do I remember yesterday? Do I remember what I ate for breakfast? Yeah, I think it's still around here somewhere. The 1990s just happened. That's not back in the day.
Wasn't that like a century ago?
That wasn't a century ago. It was a different century, yeah, the 1990s, but this is only 2020. That's only 30. It was only 20 years ago. So, of course, I remember the 1990s. Not that far back in the day, but listen, I know you want to be ready for this dance, Rudy, so I'm going to help you out. So, some things to think about with the 1990s. Now, listen. Every decade, every change is kind of a reaction to what came before, right? So in the 80s, we had a big hair with perms. Everybody looked great, lots of makeup, real preppy, dressed up, bright colors, slick, clean, neat. The music was the same way, really slickly produced, lots of keyboards. And so in the 1990s, people were sick of that, right? Everybody wants change. You don't want to do what the last generation did. You should be listening to the last generation because you young people lost your minds. But everybody always trying to be different. So what happened in the 1990s was things went completely different. So clothes, instead of being all neat and clean, clothes went, grungy, baggy. We had big, baggy shorts, big baggy flannel shirts. You got the Doc Martens, for that grunge look. Is what everybody was going for. In the 80s, everybody wore their shorts really, really short. So in the 90s, people wearing their shorts really, really long. So you need something baggy. I might have something for you, Caden. Yeah. So what you want, like, if you usually wear a small shirt, then you should wear an extra large if you want to look good for that 90s dance. If you usually wear a medium, like a double X, triple X, all right, stand up. All right, so that's pretty. That's kind of getting there. Not bad. Your pants, aren't baggy enough. They're not sagging enough. But kind of getting in there. I might go and even a size bigger if you really want to be legitimate 90. So music was really changing too. We get rid of that slick stuff, and all of a sudden we've got grunge, kind of the way that punk rock, reacted to progressive rock and disco. We've got the grunge. So out in Seattle, you got this great music scene. All these bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, all kinds of people, Mother Love Bone, and the dancing was totally different too. Like in the 80s, you've got the Cabbage Patch. You ever do the Cabbage Patch? Do that. Move your shoulders a little bit, get a little rhythm in there. There you go. In the 90s with the grunge bands, you had the mosh pit, no dancing. You're just in mosh pit. You ever been in a mosh pit, Caden?
Isn't that like what you do to jam? Like you put your feet in there?
No. So mosh pit, you gotta watch out. You gotta have your head on a swivel in a mosh pit. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, hang in there, buddy. You'll be fine. You gotta toughen up if you want to survive back in the day. All right, we weren't soft back in the day. You also had, like in the rap world, a lot of great music. You got people like Dre, Snoop Dogg. You got the whole East Coast,
Drake?
West Coast, Dr. Dre. The whole East Coast, West Coast thing. You got Biggie and Tupac. A lot of great music going on.
Is Tupac still alive?
Well, how do I know if Tupac's still alive? I've never been to Las Vegas. I wasn't there, when he got shot. I didn't see it. I don't know. They used to talk about Elvis for a long time. They would talk about Elvis still being alive. Maybe Elvis is out there. Maybe he didn't. Maybe somebody saw him there. Maybe somebody didn't. I've seen a few Elvis impersonators, and I'll tell you, one of them was really good, like too good.
So is there a chance that Tupac will show up to the dance?
If I'm Tupac and I'm still alive and I've been laying low for 25 years, you got to make a big entrance when you come back, right? And what better way to make a big entrance than at a 90s dance, right? It's set in your time, your music. So who knows? If you go to the dance, you're going to have a good time. You got to have a lot of fun. Get to wear some cool 90s clothes. Be careful in the mosh pit. And, maybe, just maybe, you'll see Tupac. So, thanks for joining us on Back in the Day Friday here. Send in your letters to the mailbag. Give us a call on the old Back in the Day Friday hotline. And we'll see you next time.
Does this guy have something to take?
Back in the Day.
Let's go back.